remember that series called Dorf? Like Dorf does golf or whatever. Yeah. And it was the dude. You don't remember this? Oh my God.
Are you saying
awesome.
Dorf or Dwarf?
It's Dorf.
Dorf.
Yeah.
And it was
D-O-R-F.
it was a comedian who used to put shoes on his knees and pretend to be a midget.
Oh, I
you
do
remember
this.
You remember
Yeah.
this? Yes.
I did a tactical Dorf when I was a private. It was one of the skits I would do.
I don't think that would work in 2022.
There's no way you could make fun of anyone in that circumstance today. But there's no way Blazing Saddles could have been done. There's no way Tropic Thunder, Blazing Saddles. There's no way. Dorf. Like Ernest Goes to Christmas or whatever the fuck it was. Like I was watching National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's nothing in there that was like would be kind of controversial today.
It depends on the optic that you're using to view the world.
Yeah, as a white cis male, which I had to look this up the other day. Do you guys know what this means? Like
I know the words that you've used so far, but I get really over the front of my skis if you go any farther than that.
I had to look that up because I was like, I don't understand what this means. It's actually Latin for like heterosexual, normal, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Yeah, it's Latin.
I didn't actually know what it meant.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, so it's interesting that like people are still using Latin. So what I thought was interesting about this entire conversation was like, so you're using a Latin word to describe or clearly differentiate for pronoun usage, which is the precursor to our language, and ultimately was not only to utilize and spread the Roman Empire, but also then to implement Christianity and then spread that globally. But we're going to use Latin. That's what we're going to do in order to clearly differentiate for this, all these different language things. I just thought this, like, you know what, if you're going to do it, maybe just make up your own language now.
Yeah,
like, if you're going to be like so over the top ridiculous, just do it
to some degree.
They are.
If you look at the list, I think of the last time I was wasting time on the internet and looking for a list of recognized genders or pronouns. It was over 100, and they're well into the realm of making up their own language.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's
cool.
Is it though?
Yeah, I love this.
If there's that
I love
many,
it. I think it's amazing. I love it.
No, you don't.
I do. I do. You know why? Because it's like watching people wear masks everywhere. It's like, oh, okay, there's the crazy guy. Got it. There, like, if you're wearing a piece of t-shirt material over your face and you think that that's going to provide some type of medical barrier between you and a virus, and in 2023, which is when this will come out, you have quite literally been either in a closet so you don't understand the actual science behind it, or you have convinced yourself of the most ridiculous bullshit, which I find fascinating because you see it in airports all the time, and I love it. I love walking around airports looking at people going, that person is wearing the equivalent of a tri-blend cotton t-shirt, putting it in front of their face, thinking that they're going to protect themselves or others from a virus. I've said it on the show. I'm going to say it again. That's like putting a chain link fence in your backyard saying, I'm going to keep the bees out.
Well, they also take it off when they eat or just sit down.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
If you're eating, there's no room for the virus to get into your mouth because of the food.
Yeah. When you're eating, you're not breathing in oxygen.
It's only food in there.
I just don't think people have ever been scared before in their life to a degree that the pandemic scared them when it started off with. I don't think that most people are used to actually dealing with something with that level of consequences and that level of adversity, and I think it really fucked people up.
Oh yeah.
And I would like to think it was a warning sign, and people are like, you know, I'm far less resilient than I thought I was. I actually made some really shitty decisions because I was scared. So what should I do? Maybe I should work on my resilience, challenge myself a little bit more, so then when the world challenges me, I can do better. But I don't know if that happens.
Yeah, go to